George.
I like catching Kevin off guard.
Right, man. He's just like, George has been like, can we film this shit, Kevin?
I'm tired.
Yeah, he is tired. He hasn't been feeling too good, everybody, after the exciting big Super Bowl Sunday that we had yesterday.
I think I'm pretty sure I slept through the first half.
You did? You were just dead.
No, yeah.
NyQuil, none of that shit that shit'll knock you out, man.
It did.
Have you ever taken a whole bottle of that shit? You'll hallucinate and see pink elephants and shit playing soccer.
How do you stay up that long to see the hallucinations?
Oh, yeah, it happens before you fall out. Now, shout-outs. Diesel Raja from Canada. My buddy Mike. You guys can find him on Twitter at The Cynic Corner. Mike, I know you're not feeling too good this manic Monday because your New England Patriots suffered a loss for the second time at the hand of the yeah, they should have never got rid of Adam Vinatieri. And then my boy Ifo Vermeulen, who is happy because he is a Giants fan.
How do you spell somebody's name I-V-O and it comes out Ef?
Ifo, that's Dutch, man.
Man, that shit's backwards.
Yeah. Yeah, Ifo spells his name with I-V-O.
Okay.
Super Bowl 46, everybody. Wow. So, man, tell me about it. What did you think?
I think the most fucked up thing about the Super Bowl is you have Wes Welker go out there and say, you know what, I lost it for the team. And then you have Jazelle Bunchen. Wasn't that her name?
I don't know.
Off running her fucking hole. Let me tell you what. I'm getting ready to come up with a video. The least talented, the most unathletic athletes. No, you'll get it once you see it. Let me tell you, it takes zippy skill to be pretty and walk down a runway half naked. Shut your mouth, stay at home with the kids.
Right.
I know that sounds completely sexist, but for you to come out and blast a wide receiver for dropping the ball, sweetie, that's what happens in football.
You're going to blast a wide receiver that had the most catches in the NFL this season. Not only that, if you saw the ball that he dropped, everybody's like, oh, Wes Welker catches. Wes Welker
is 5'4".
was like this, leaning back. He's fucking every bit of 5'6", 5'7".
He's our size.
Yeah, he's a small fucking guy, and he's leaning back trying to catch this fucking ball. The ball was not thrown perfectly to Wes Welker, okay? But let me tell you something. You're going to blast his receivers. Those receivers, Giselle, helped your man break a Super Bowl record. Even though they lost the game, he made, 16 or 17 straight completions?
Yep. But Eli also broke a record for completions because he opened up the game going 9 for 9 on the very first drive.
Whatever the fact is.
If you want to blast a wide receiver on the New England team, go after Chad Johnson or Chad Ochocinco or Chad. I had one catch in the Super Bowl and had 15 for the regular season.
Right.
They said he didn't learn the playbook and got in Tom Brady's doghouse. Why don't you blast that guy?
Right.
Don't blast Wes Welker. Wes Welker is the biggest underachiever you'll ever see in your entire life.
Yeah, he really is, man. And you can't, blast Hernandez. People, obviously Hernandez dropped the ball. I think.
Here's the thing.
He scored a touchdown.
The only reason anyone knows who you are is because we've seen you parade around in your lingerie and you happen to get married to Tom Brady. If you're not married to an NFL player, no one gives a rat. Well, actually, no one cares what you have to say, and we shouldn't because you're no one.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that, George. Might be taking a supermodel.
What does she do? What do supermodels do? They do nothing.
No, they
add no value.
I will not argue that point. I mean, but they make big bank. They're
being pretty.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. I'm not going to argue the fact, but saying that no one would know who you are is a little bit of a stretch.
You know who knows who you are? 14 and 15-year-old boys beating their dick to their mom's Victoria's Secret catalog. That's who knows who you are. Because let me tell you right now, if you walked in here, I couldn't pick you out. I honestly have no idea what you look like.
I'm with you. I couldn't. I mean, I don't know who half these supermodels are or anything like that, but they do make a very good living. They're a very notable figure.
Jesse saw a commercial and goes, Adriana Lima. I'm like, okay.
Who's that?
Exactly. I was like, awesome.
Right.
I was like,
no, she's the one with the olive skin and the real green eyes.
Let me tell you right now.
Or real blue eyes or something. I think I know.
Until they start doing porn videos, I won't know who any of them are.
You know what? And I'm going to tell everybody out there that's watching this video, that's the truth. Now, back to the game.
What game?
Yeah. I'm going to tell you what. The fucking Giants, as of late, they just have the Patriots number. Yeah, they really do. I mean...
Now, it's funny because on the way over here, I was listening. Who's Peyton Manning's arch nemesis?
Brady.
Right. Mm-hmm. And who's beat Tom Brady 3 times?
His little brother.
Yeah.
Right.
Beat him in 2 Super Bowls and beat him in Foxborough.
Yeah, he's like, stop picking on my older brother, motherfucker. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people sat there, and the thing is, New England fans are like, whatever. I didn't see a lot of butthurt New England fans. They're like, whatever, we've won Super Bowls. But a lot of people, what freaks me out is how everybody's saying, they're on. Brady is like, Brady hasn't played like a Hall of Fame quarterback in the last two Super Bowls. I'm not taking anything away from him. He is a Hall of Fame quarterback. He is incredible, but he has not played like this, like a Joe Montana type quarterback. This is the thing. The funniest thing I heard about this was everybody's like, you know what? What was so exciting, this guy was saying, what was so exciting about this game was that when Bradshaw made that fucked up touchdown that he should have stopped at, it gave Brady an opportunity to win the game. But the great thing about it is it was going to have to be Brady. It wasn't going to be on the foot of Adam Vinatieri to kick you a 47-yard field goal to win it for you and drive three-quarters of the way down the field. You were going to have to drive your team all the way down the field and score a touchdown, And he didn't do it. I mean, it doesn't mean that, but the bottom line is he did not do it. He came up short.
Speaking of that, I got into a conversation with Andy. He thought what Bill Belichick did was stupid. And I was like, no, what Bill Belichick did was a great idea.
Right.
Me, I would rather have the game in my offense's hands than watch their kicker trot out and basically kick an extra point with 10 seconds left to go in the game.
Oh, yeah.
I completely understand what Belichick did. And for anyone to say that was stupid, I would rather have a shot at throwing a Hail Mary into the end zone than watching Tynes kick the game winner as time expires. Because that's what's going to happen.
It would have been an extra point, which was a field goal, but literally an extra point. Everybody said going into this game, they were like, it's going to come down to who has the ball last, probably. That's what Vegas said. That's what all the analysts said. I think we said that at one time.
And the funny thing is everyone was knocking Eli. Oh, well, look at his thing in the fourth quarter. That doesn't matter. Well, let me tell you, with 3 minutes and 49 seconds left to go in the game, and he gets the ball on his own 20, on his own territory, and drives the ball right down the field and wins the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy.
You sir, are now an elite quarterback, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I
mean, people were asking us, do you think Eli? I mean, I think this pretty much makes Tom Coughlin a Hall of Fame coach. I think you're looking at Eli being a Hall of Fame quarterback, and everybody was looking at us all cross-eyed and going once again on stats about the comparison between Peyton and Eli, and it's like, you know what? Eli's still got a long ways to go. Career-wise, he's already won 2 Super Bowls. His numbers are not are equivalent to Peyton's, but let me tell you something. The guy finds a way to get shit done, like Joe Montana found a way to get shit done. And, you're what? He's 9 years into his career, 10 years into his career with 2 Super Bowls? I mean, and if all of a sudden the list goes like this.
And let's face it, they have a solid defense and a solid running game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not saying they're going to repeat because, this team doesn't seem to rebound too well because next year they'll go in as favorites when this team seems to be doing a lot better as an underdog. And for all you Redskins fans say you beat the Super Bowl champ twice, who cares?
Somebody said that. I'm a Redskins fan. I didn't say that.
Yeah, oh, my God. That's all I ever read on Facebook. Oh, it's funny that the Redskins – does it matter?
Yeah.
Because let's face it, your team is horrible. And here's the other thing that fucking blows my mind. People honestly think Peyton Manning should go be a Redskin. Are you insane?
Yeah,
they're talking about let's.
They're going to probably go for him aggressively,
right? But where do you think Peyton? Now shifting gears. Is there anything else we missed about the Super Bowl?
No. I think everybody pretty much watched the Super Bowl and know what happens. There were some highlights. Bradshaw's touchdown. There were some highlights with the records that were broken. Madonna's halftime performance. What do you think about that?
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I'm just happy she didn't break a hip.
You know what's funny?
No, seriously. At her advanced age, that's seriously. She slips and falls. She gets at her hip.
I grew up on Madonna, so I love Madonna. But it's so funny.
On her?
But the funny thing is that the one thing that kind of rubbed me the wrong way about Madonna is they were asked her about Lady Gaga. And she kind of got a little snooty, and I'm like, stop being an elitist. You had your time. This girl is good. She's a great performer. And she kind of snubbed her out and said it was what she used was a word to basically say it was a cheap knockoff of what she does. And I thought that was kind of shitty.
Well, I figured you were excited to see somebody in your own age demographic to get down like that still.
I did. But she wasn't getting down. She was performing.
She threw a kick, didn't she?
She threw a kick in the mugs. Were catching kicks and flipping around. The guys that were working around her were working. I hope she paid those motherfuckers a lot of money, shorty. And they had to work their ass off.
And then the big thing having to do with the artist MIA for giving the middle finger. Seriously, we're that sensitive about that?
That's the smartest thing she could have done because everybody's talking about that now. She just stole the spotlight with that move. She did that shit on purpose.
Now, sticking with football, but not moving too far away from the Mannings, where's Peyton going to end up? Because let's face it, Peyton's all but gone. They've cleaned house. Everyone seems to be. Managers are gone. Owners are gone. Coaches are gone.
I mean,
next.
Yeah, Peyton's next. He's already said that he's gone out and said he'll restructure his contract to get with the team and everything. So I mean,
well, here's the thing: if he outrightly gets cut, he doesn't have to restructure shit.
Yeah,
and more than likely, he's going to get cut because I don't see them being able to trade him.
Right. I mean, well, yeah. I mean, but he could trade him, and they could say, hey, they could trade him. They could get something, and then he could say, I'm going to restructure my contract.
No, the grumblings are Miami.
Yeah, I mean, I would say Miami. For a while, I thought maybe he could go be a Jet, but it looks like Sanchez and Holmes are talking, and they're being all buddies via Twitter. I don't know if they're actually meeting and trying to sort things out. But
Sanchez is rotten.
Yeah,
he's dirty.
He just hasn't lived up to what his billing was, and everybody was like, did you guys get that? Because I almost let that one slide, too. Sanchez, he's dirty. That was good, man. That was sweet. I think that right now, if I had to call it, I would say Miami. I would say he'd be a Dolphin. You're in the same division, well, your old division, actually. You're used to playing before Indianapolis left the AFC East.
I'm trying to think of all the teams that were in the playoffs this year. Mm-hmm. None of them would need Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
In the sense that they all did pretty well with the team that they had, and I don't see how Peyton. Damn. Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to think.
I mean,
Oakland. Oakland.
Yeah, but I don't see him go. I see him staying on this way in this area. I mean, that's what I. But you don't know. Maybe he could go out.
Kansas City.
Kansas City could,
because Matt Castle is new.
Yeah.
Does he stay in the AFC?
You're going to think I'm crazy.
Chicago.
You're going to think I'm crazy.
Minnesota.
Huh?
Chicago, Minnesota.
Dude, I'm not saying. When I'm starting to think of things, and I'm thinking, and everybody's going to be, oh, Kevin. I'm really just telling you to listen to what I'm saying. He probably wouldn't be a bad fit for the Redskins, and I'm going to explain. Let me explain to you why before you just think I've lost my mind. Because the Redskins have a line. Damn, stop farting. The Redskins have a line, and besides for Trent Williams being suspended the first 4 games of the season, they're gonna. You saw what they did with those young running backs. Mm-hmm. So he would have he'd be able to run the ball. Mm-hmm. He has an O coordinator, which you saw what Kyle Shanahan did with Shaba in Houston. So he'd be able to air it out, and he's going to have the only problem is in Peyton. Arguably, they never drafted really crazy receivers in Indianapolis. He worked with them and he ran offense. He could come in there, and the Redskins have a decent defense. I mean,
Redskins defense is nasty.
It's nasty.
My only problem.
I just think it's voodoo. It's hex.
Yeah, it's players come to Washington to die. It's Washington in the NFC and it's Oakland in the AFC. Right. Those are the 2 teams you go to when you're trying to resurrect this.
But let's just look at it this way. Let's look at it and don't think Dan Snyder. Just think of a franchise that could use him right now. And
Redskins are top 3.
Yeah.
But my only issue is you have the number 7 pick overall.
Yeah.
Okay? If you go after Peyton and you get him, here's the thing. You got to get him before your draft because that changes your draft totally. Because if you don't get Peyton, then you go after a quarterback at that 7 slot. If you do get Peyton, then you're either drafting the kid from Oklahoma State
right. That's just who I would draft.
Or the huge kid from South Carolina, who I personally like better, but we'll see. If Blackman's still on the board, you take him from Oklahoma State. If not, you pick up the kid from South Carolina because the receivers they have are tiny.
Yeah.
That's my only problem with going to the Redskins.
And the problem is when you get them, what have you given up?
Exactly.
So
that's
why
it'll be interesting because let's face it, till Peyton gets signed, cut, released, and then picked back up, that's all anyone's going to talk about.
Yeah, I think so. I think the Redskins would have to give up one of those young backs because they have a lot of good, talented running backs right now. And Indianapolis needs some running backs. I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
Because they don't have, because they're obviously going to draft a lot. But anyway, it still remains to be seen. Now.